Determine the reactions on the beam shown. Assume A is a pin and support B is a roller or a smooth surface. So first thing na gagawin natin dito is to compute for the determinacy of this structure. So for the reactions, makikita natin dito that at point A, we have here a pin support. So meaning meron tayong dalawang reactions. That is the AX and the AY. At support B, makikita natin dito that we have a roller. So for the roller, we only have one reaction perpendicular to the surface at the point of contact. So meaning this is the reaction at point B. Since the number of reactions is equal to 3 and we only have one member, so 3 is equal to 3 times 1, 3 is equal to 3, meaning this is statically determinate. Kung makikita natin dito, we have a 7 kN per meter uniformly distributed load over the span of 4 meters. So in order for us to compute for the resultant of our load, what we are going to do is to compute for the area of the rectangle, since the uniformly distributed load is just a rectangle. So that is 7 kN per meter multiplied by the distance of 4 meters, and that would give us 28 kN. Now, for the location of the resultant, that is just half of the distance, since that is the location of the centroid ng rectangle, and this is 2 meters. Kung babalikan natin sa reaction at B, so we have here two components, the BY and the BX. Kung titingnan natin dito, if we are going to summate forces vertical, wala tayong masosolve kasi dalawa yung unknown natin, that is the AY and the BY. And if we are going to solve for the horizontal component, yung unknown natin, dalawa din, we have the AX and the BX. Now, in order for us to solve for the reaction at B, what we are going to do is to summate moment at point A para mag-zero si AX at si AY, and then makukuha natin si RB. So we have summation of moment at point A is equal to 0, taking the clockwise direction as positive. So makikita natin dito that 28 kN load will create a clockwise rotation. So we have here positive 28 multiplied by 2 meters. And si RB, since we don't have the perpendicular distance of RB papunta sa point A, so gagamitin natin dito yung components ni RB, which is the BX and the BY. For the BY, we have here a counterclockwise rotation, so that would give us negative BY multiplied by the perpendicular distance. Our perpendicular distance from the BY papunta sa point A is 6 meters. So this is multiplied by 6 meters. For the BX, magkakaroon tayo ng counterclockwise rotation. So that is also negative BX multiplied by the distance perpendicular to BX, which is 3 meters. And this is equal to 0. Now, para maggamit natin si BX and si BY, kailangan nating i-compute yung angle or yung direction. Para ma-solve natin yung BX and the BY, so kailangan natin dito ng direction. So, we will assume that this is angle theta. So, in order for us to solve for the angle theta, makikita natin dito that the opposite side of the angle theta is 3 meters and the adjacent side is 2 meters. So, we have here tangent. So, tangent of theta is equal to opposite side, that is 3 meters, over the adjacent side 2 meters. So theta is equal to the arc tangent of 3 over 2. and theta is equal to 56.3 degrees. Now, kung makikita natin dito, if this is angle theta, ito yung part na to, this is also angle theta since RB is perpendicular to our beam. And if we are going to isolate the reaction at B, so this is RB, then this side here is the BY, and this side is the BX, and this is the angle theta. So makikita natin dito that the BY is the adjacent side of the angle theta and the BX is the opposite side of the angle theta. Now, balikan natin yung equation natin. We have here 28 times 2 minus the BY that is adjacent. So we have the RB cosine of the angle theta, which is 56.3 degrees, multiplied by the distance 6 meters, minus BX, that is opposite side of the angle theta, so that is sine RB sine of the angle theta, 56.3 degrees, multiplied by the distance perpendicular, that is 3, is equal to 0. Now, solving for the value of the RB using your calculator, then we would have 9.61 kilo Newton. Since positive yung lumabas na sagot, meaning yung assumption natin that RB is directed in this direction is correct. So in order for us to compute for the reaction AX, then we are going to summate forces horizontal is equal to 0, taking the direction to the right as positive. Makikita natin dito that we only have two forces, that is the AX directed to the right, so kaya positive siya, minus the BX directed to the left, so that is negative, is equal to 0. Now, AX minus BX, si BX is the component, no? So ito, si BX, that is the RB sine of 56.3 degrees is equal to 0. Since na-compute na natin yung RB kanina, then substitute natin yung RB natin dito. We have 9.61 kilonewton. Sine of 56.3 degrees is equal to 0. Then the value of our AX is equal to 8 kilonewton. Since positive yung lumabas na sagot, meaning tama yung assumption natin that AX is directed to the right. In order for us to solve for the reaction AY, so we are going to summate forces vertical is equal to 0, taking the upward direction as positive. Now, makikita natin dito, meron tayong tatlong vertical forces, that is the AY, yung resultant ng load na 28, and the BY. So, AY is directed upwards, that is positive, minus 28 kilonewton. Then, BY is directed upwards, so plus BY is equal to 0. Then, so substitute natin yung value natin para kay BY, which is the reaction at B multiplied by the cosine of the angle 56.3 degrees is equal to 0. So, AY minus 28 plus yung computed value of our RB, which is 9.61, cosine of 56.3 degrees is equal to 0. Then, the value of the AY is equal to 22.67 kilonewton. And that is positive, so meaning tama yung assumption natin that AY is directed upward. What if we are going to express the bx and the by in terms of the slope? So, kung makikita natin dito kanina, since we assume that this angle here is theta, so makikita natin dito na yung ating vertical component is 3 and the horizontal component is 2. So, computing for the diagonal, yung diagonal natin is equal to the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. So, using the Pythagorean theorem. And we have the diagonal of square root of 13. So, meaning, yung diagonal natin is square root of 13. Para dito, since sabi nga natin kanina, if this is theta, this is also theta. So, makikita natin dito that opposite of the theta is 3. So, this is 3. And adjacent of the theta is 2. So, meaning this is 2. And, of course, the diagonal is square root of 13. So, balikan natin yung equation natin. We have here 28 times 2 minus the by, since by is the y component. So, that is just the rb multiplied by the vertical component 2 over the diagonal square root of 13 times the distance of 6 meters minus the bx. So, si bx is rb multiplied by the horizontal component, that is 3 over the diagonal square root of 13 times distance 3 is equal to 0. So, computing for the value of the RB, then we have the RB which is equal to 9.61 kilonewton positive. So, tama yung assumption natin. And this answer is just the same sa answer natin kanina. Now, solving for the reaction at x, so summation of forces in x is equal to 0. Taking the direction to the right as positive, then we have ax directed to the right minus the bx which is directed to the left is equal to 0. So ax minus bx is just the rb which is 9.61 multiplied by the component. So, x component natin is 3 over the diagonal square root of 13 is equal to 0. Then, that would give us ax equal to 8 kilonewton. So, positive, tama yung direction natin that ax is directed to the right. So, for ay, we have to summate forces vertical is equal to 0. Taking the upward direction as positive, then we have ay positive kasi that is assumed upward minus yung resultant nito. So, na-compute na rin natin kanina. That is 28 kilonewton. So, minus 28. Then, for the by directed upwards, so plus by, that is rb, 9.61, multiplied by the vertical component, so that is 2 over the diagonal square root of 13, is equal to 0. So, ay is equal to 22.67 kilonewton. Since positive yung lumabas na sagot, meaning tama yung assumption natin that ay is directed upward. Now, if we are going to compare our answer doon sa sagot natin kanina, then makikita natin dito that we have the same answer.